Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, being in this group. I feel like a lot of the topics have been so informative and so important just to remember to take time to take care of ourselves, right? To nurture ourselves and arm ourselves with the tools that we need to have the best life possible, because it's a practice. So I'm going to talk to you about gratitude today, which is one of my favorite topics. My name is Casey Green. I am a silver leader with Young Living. I've also been a Reiki practitioner and just kind of passionate about spiritual awareness, science of mind, law of attraction for over 20 years now. So gratitude, I've discovered, is a game changer. It's like the biggest thing, the biggest tool that I can think of to really move ourselves forward in life and really start manifesting the things that we want. Before I get started, I just want to point out that I have chosen to live a non-religious lifestyle. I'm extremely spiritual, like I mentioned, but I've just chosen not to be religious. So a lot of times the language that I use might be different than yours if you happen to be a Christian or some sort of a religious denomination. So I just don't want to put you off if I use words like the universe or spirit. I invite you to hear the word God. And if I use a word like manifestation or meditation even, I invite you to hear the word prayer, because the words might be different, but the intention is universal. The intention is the same, and what God or the universe hears isn't based on the words that we choose. So this is a very all-inclusive concept, and it's so important. Again, very happy to be able to share this with you. So I think what's interesting about gratitude is that even as a young kid, we were taught to always say thank you. You get an ugly sweater from grandma for Christmas. Thank you. Anytime. But the truth is, those are just words. And what the gratitude that we're looking for in this, what we're looking for is a whole body. It's a whole energetic emanation of a frequency of gratitude. When that happens, when you find yourself truly in gratitude, you have a complete vibrational shift that transforms your body and creates a space for you to be in absolute receiving. And when we're in receiving, then we vibrationally align ourselves with the universe or with God to receive more of that. So by being in gratitude for something, we're actually opening ourselves up to receiving more of that thing that we're in gratitude about. It's a really beautiful, simple concept when you understand this law of attraction. The universe responds to you at whatever frequency you're at. So here's where it gets interesting. Let's say that let's look at like a radio station, and you're down here and you're listening to the radio station that says, life is so hard, and why didn't I get a bonus this month, and why are my kids always fighting, and why is my car about to break, and blah 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 blah, right? You feel that like the energy that's coming off of you, whether it's intentional or not. A lot of times we just subconsciously go through our day and don't realize that we're having these thoughts. But the energy that's pouring out of a thought pattern like that is lack. It's limitation. It's saying, I don't do this. I can't have this. Why isn't this way? And so that's what you're sending out to the universe. And the universe hears that and says, okay, I guess I have to mirror that. So I'm going to send back more of what they see and more of what they're, the expression is that energy flows where thoughts go. Energy flows where thoughts go, something like that. Meaning, if my thoughts are going into a bad spot, that's where the energy's going. That's what's going to come out of it. So now imagine another radio station up here where everything is, my life is so amazing. I just got the biggest paycheck I've ever had. My kids aren't fighting. My car is just kicking ass, and every day I wake up and it gets me where I need to go, even though I know it's old. And everything's just kind of almost unbelievably amazing. Because you're in this high frequency place, right? Where you're seeing things in a beautiful way, and that's what's coming back to you. So the question is how to get from this station to this station, right? Well, gratitude is the radio dial. Gratitude is that thing that moves you from here to here. The frequency shift when you experience true gratitude is remarkable. I mean, I invite you to try to do it right now. If you have a second, or when I'm done with this video, you're done watching, just take a minute and stop and say, thank you for whatever. And then here's where it gets even cooler. So we can say thank you and be grateful for everything that we have in this moment, which is amazing, right? Of course we want to do that. But here's a cool little life hack. Because the universe is just picking up on what you're sending out and then sending that back to you and reinforcing that, we can start using gratitude as a means to manifest the thing we want next. So, for example, I like to say, thank you so much for blessing me with a consistent flow of abundance. Thank you. Thank you for constantly blessing me with a flow of abundance, whether it's money or abundance in love or abundance in friendship or abundance in feeling supported. I'm saying thank you for something that is maybe in the future. So using gratitude to really go into a place where you can smell it, you can see it, you can visualize it. Kelowna actually did a really great video on visualization earlier in this group, so I really recommend that you guys check that out. But this idea, this art of being able to put ourselves into a situation in our minds and feel it physically in our bodies, even though it hasn't happened yet. And the way to do that radio dial is gratitude. It's saying, instead of saying, I wish this was this way, I wish this was this way, because you're already, in a sense, limiting yourself by saying, I wish, meaning I wish because I know it's not real. When you say, thank you for that job I know I'm going to get tomorrow because I have an interview. Thank you for the biggest paycheck I'm going to receive next month. Thank you for knowing when I get home, my kids are going to be peacefully playing and not fighting, and go into this place of essentially creating your own future by being grateful, because by being grateful, you're in that openness, that receiving, that mode where the universe goes, cool, they're ready. I'm just going to start sending back everything that they're being grateful for. So play with that. Play with this idea that gratitude doesn't have to only exist in the here and now. It can be used to create something in the future, to manifest what your next step is, what your next desire is. Really play with that. I mean, I invite you to, sit down and maybe write out 5 things tonight. I am grateful for, and fill it in with things that haven't come to you yet, but because the universe hears that, it goes, oh, I guess I'm sending them this now. Oh, they're ready for that new job. They're so grateful for it. That means they're receiving. That means they're open to it. I'm going to send it to them. So please play with that. Now, here's where it gets even cooler. We have this amazing blessing of essential oils, which are already super high frequency, so they can help us to get that radio dial moved up a bit, right? So naturally, the first oil that I would want to mention, if I can find it, for this video is the blend called Gratitude. I mean, it makes perfect sense, and this was the synergy of oils in this blend were perfectly chosen to support increasing that frequency and increasing our heart opening and our ability to really be in the present moment, in order to have gratitude, right? To be open and receiving. So I highly recommend buying a bottle of Gratitude if you don't have one yet. 1 drop is all you need. This thing will last you more than a couple months, and it really just shifts. I would put one on right now, but I just did a video and it got messed up, so I've already got it all over me. So other oils that I would recommend to do this practice with would be something like Joy, because joy is about opening the heart. And again, when you're opening the heart, you're kind of letting that ego go. The ego is the one that's always like, but what about, I'm scared, I'm nervous, I don't think this is going to work out, what about this? So opening the heart and kind of elevating our frequency lets our spirit come in and lets the ego kind of fall away. So Joy is a beautiful one to get into that space. Of course, I already even used the words present time. So present time, this oil smells incredible too, but it'll help you kind of be able to step out of what's happening and just be in a moment of kind of zen where you can pull back, give thanks, focus on what you want to achieve. We've also got things like Build Your Dream. These are some of my favorite oils. Oh my gosh. Magnify Your Purpose, right? Like, thank you, Spirit, God, whoever. Thank you for assisting me in magnifying my purpose on this planet and being the best I can possibly be. I mean, what a beautiful oil to have. Gosh, what else? I've got all sorts of hope. But what I wanted to point out was for those of you who only have your starter kit, it's okay. Frankincense, man. Frankincense will blow your mind. This thing is like 147 megahertz. It's a super high frequency oil. So you can use this anytime you just feel like you need to connect and maybe have a little bit of assistance, just stepping out of ego and moving into gratitude, right? That's what it's all about. So I just want to encourage you all to take some time to really practice. It is a practice. It doesn't come overnight, but you'll know it when you feel it. You know, you'll know it. You'll be like, oh, that's how that feels. And then you can move through your day knowing that the universe is conspiring to support the thing that you've already given thanks for. And watch how your lives change. I'm really excited. And I think I'd like to post, I'll probably post some comments below with some links because I really feel strongly about listening to Abraham Speaks. If any of you haven't heard of the Abraham Hicks teachings, they're incredible. And there's a couple other books and resources that I recommend. So I'll throw those in the comments for those of you who are really interested in learning more about the law of attraction and this concept that thoughts truly do become things. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know I went longer than I should have, but it's such good information. All right, have a wonderful night, everyone. Thanks for being here.